It is now my pleasure to invite the Vice Chancellor and the Chair of Senate to deliver his address, and then invite Cabinet Secretary and the Chancellor. Vice Chancellor.
The Chancellor of the University of Nairobi, Dr. Fiju Latanzi, the Principal Secretary, State Department for University Education, Ambassador Simon Nabukwesi, the Chair of the University of Nairobi Council, Professor Miriam Wele, members of University of Nairobi Council here present, and those others online, Your Excellency, Ambassador Basha Debere Buta, Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia, Kenya, the High Commissioners and Ambassadors present, the Vice Chancellor, KCA, Professor Isaiah Wakidiki, the Deputy CEO, University FAD, Nelson Kwanini, Chairman of the University of Nairobi Alumni Association, Dr. Smith Tucker, all deans of faculties here present, the Deputy Vice Chancellor and the Associate Vice Chancellor, as well as the Chief Operations Officer, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Madam Chancellor, University of Nairobi is a living organism. Yesterday, we were here, Madam Chancellor, to receive a new class of 2022-2023. And again, today we will be presenting to you others we have matured to go and serve the world in different capacities. This is the first time, Madam Chancellor, also that we are holding our graduation in this Taifa Hall. We have previously leased tents to do this, and we decided that now we have a good facility. We must do it here, Madam Chancellor. Isn't it? You note also that the lighting is much more improved. So we got support from benefactors to put these better lights in the Taifa Hall, so that whenever we have big events here, we don't have to hire lights for specific events. Isn't it? I also want to mention to you that even the airing of this, live airing of this event is being done through our own television, University of Nairobi TV and radio. So that is an indication that as a university, we are moving, and we have to keep moving. This is a living organism. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to welcome you all to this 67th graduation ceremony at the University of Nairobi. I wish to congratulate all the 3,553 graduates who will be conferred with various degrees and diplomas by the Chancellor, Dr. Fiju Latanzi, this morning, after having satisfied the Board of Examiners and Senate for the various awards. The university, and no doubt your families, are very proud of your achievements. Madam Chancellor, the graduates that the Senate will present to you shortly have been provided with the necessary knowledge in their respective disciplines, as well as skills for discovery. These fine men and women have received adequate mentorship from this institution that will give them an edge over their peers. They have been equipped well enough to succeed and they shall succeed. We have, Madam Chancellor, equipped them with the skills and knowledge which are necessary for taming the earth, or subduing the earth, or you wish, conquering the earth. They shall not sit back and complain when they encounter new challenges, but we will draw from what they have been taught, the resource they have, to offer solutions. The University of Nairobi is proud to produce solution providers. They join a long list of members of university convocation, currently studying at 256,000 and still counting. The membership to the convocation, Madam Chancellor, is permanent. Once you are a member, you are a member. And there is expectations placed on you. Yeah. Through these members of the convocation, the university has contributed immensely to the social and economic transformation of this country. The country is better because we all, as a university, we labor every day in unity to fulfill this desire, to make the country and the globe better. Our graduates, Madam Chancellor, are in the forefront to providing solutions on food security, protection of environment, combating diseases, providing sustainable housing, as well as issues of climate change. Madam Chancellor, as a testimony of the relevance of the University of Nairobi, our alumni have continued to be entrusted with various leadership positions in this country and globally. And the chair of the alumni has already mentioned this, as well as the chair of council. The current president of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, is our own alumni. The current president, and as the current deputy president, as well as the speakers of parliament, the National Assembly and Senate, are also members of this university, as well as the president of the Supreme Court and all the judges of the Supreme Court. Madam Chancellor, therefore, there can never be a clearer endorsement of our training. We produce problem solvers, those who are ready to subdue the earth. Madam Chancellor, you'll recall that some years back, we honored one of our own, that is Professor Wangari Maathai, who won a Nobel Prize for her role in conserving the environment and the linkage of peace, governance, and the environment. Madam Chancellor, Professor Richard Samson Dodingo from this university also served as the vice chair of IPCC for about 20 years. This organization, the IPCC, that is Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, together with the former Vice President of United States of America, Al Gore, received a Nobel Prize in 2007. For their role in the effort to build up and disseminate greater knowledge about man-made climate change and to lay the foundation for the measures that are needed to counteract such change. Again and again, we have produced the best. You may wonder how we have done this. We have the human resource that is well-trained, the professors, the technical staff, and the administrators that work as a team. The environment, our campus services, are also conducive to learning. They are conducive to skills development, to knowledge, as well as discovery and mentorship. Today, Madam Chancellor, as a demonstration of the commitment to protect the environment, and informed by our commitment to conquer the earth, we shall present to you one who has demonstrated the values and philosophy of the University of Nairobi. For an award of honorary degree, Dr. Patrick Fakoyen. Dr. Fakoyen is a champion of climate change adaptation, and I congratulate you. Patrick, excellent. Patrick has also accepted to serve as the distinguished chair of the Wangari Maathai Institute for Peace and Environmental Studies, an honorary position. You may sit, sir. Madam Chancellor, this is the third year of the implementation of our 5-point reform agenda, which I shared in early 2020, when we realized that the university was faced with real danger of extinction. We choose as a university not to complain, but to look for solutions. Over this period, Madam Chancellor, we have made bold sacrifices, some which have caused some pain. And this was all to return the university to a trajectory of relevance, vibrancy, and sustainability. Allow me to use an allegory of a burning house. Madam Chancellor, we more or less found a burning house. We have somehow put off the fire. Unfortunately, there are still embers, dangerous embers. We cannot afford to sit and rest. The fire may be back even with bigger Fijians. We must remain alert. The Senate and Council are fully aware of this matter. When we began putting off the fire, there are those who are asking, have you done the cost-benefit analysis? How much will you save from the said reforms? Madam Chancellor, I'm not sure that even in business school, and I believe the Dean of Business School, Professor Jehia, is here, they have an approach of how to teach whenever you have a house on fire. We therefore, Madam Chancellor, did our best to begin to put off the fire. And no doubt, I believe that history will judge us fairly. Nevertheless, today, Madam Chancellor, I can confirm to you that these efforts have not been in vain. We are now combing through the data to see the gains that we have made, particularly on the financial front. There are several gains that we have gotten, but particularly we have decided to begin on the financial gains. Our estimates to date, Madam Chancellor, is at about 8.2 billion in 3 years, and it's still counting. Yeah. It is clear that if we made no intervention whatsoever, the university would be in a very, very bad state. As you may recall, our interventions were multifaceted. Some, as I had indicated earlier, were a little painful. and therefore associated with the commotion that you saw and threatened to consume the university, while others, Madam Chancellor, were subtle. Interestingly, Madam Chancellor, it is those changes that were subtle that have brought about the most dividends. The painful interventions were aimed at laying the foundation of a more vibrant, relevant, and sustainable university in the long term. In bringing or laying the foundation for cost cutting in the long term, not in the immediate term, but there are those who believe that it was immediate term and they're going to be sacked and all this, but we try to do it very humanly, and those who were council members at that time remember that that is what we agreed that we will do, yeah. And we focus on the more subtle one. We are already, Madam Chancellor, receiving testimonies from within and without on the benefits of these interventions. Both staff and the students now appreciate the actions that we undertook. Permit me, Madam Chancellor, to mention some of the actions we undertook. We did the following. We reduced wastages and leakages in our financial systems. We carried out effective redeployment, rationalized workload, and automated most of our processes. We re-engineered and automated our financial processes. We enhanced use of technology in delivery of services, e-library, online meetings, online teaching and learning, and paperless operations in most cases. We exited and terminated all leases from rented premises. We shifted our publicity and marketing from mainstream print and broadcast media to the use of social media and websites. We rationalized administrative units and eradicated duplication of functions. We suspended new appointments unless in critical areas. We rationalized program offerings to focus on our flagship programs, among others. Madam Chancellor, it is important to note that these financial gains continue to be eroded by unfinanced collective bargaining agreements that are signed between the employers and the unions, as well as the underfunded differentiated unit costs. I'm glad that the Parent Secretary for Education is here, Ambassador Abukesi, because in the same week, he has organized a meeting in Mombasa, which I could not attend, to try to deal with this problem long term. Asante, Ambassador. Yeah. Yeah. For example, the last CBA resulted in an increase of about 1.6 billion on our payroll in the financial year 2022-2023, if we did not take any of the measures we had taken up to now. However, the university capitation was reduced instead of being enhanced. The doctors' allowances were enhanced in 2020-2021. Areas provided without adequate funds to pay the allowances moving forward. No funds were provided to cater for these increases. University of Nairobi is a very strategic entity for this country, Madam Chancellor. It is my hope that the government will see the need to support the initiatives we have undertaken and also provide the resources needed for the university to carry out its mandate. Madam Chancellor, the university is about people. The students, the members of staff, the alumni, the collaborators, as well as the suppliers. For the university to continue to carry out its mandate, we must make targeted strategic interventions that focus on people. The people reforms is going to be guided by the philosophy for the need to inspire and connect with the Kenyan community, to provide leadership and stewardship, and to give hope and faith to the Kenyan society that it can excel in whatever it chooses to do with passion, moral responsibility, and a strong sense of patriotism. The People's Reform shall be anchored on the national values and principles of good governance, as expounded in Article 10 of our Constitution, and the University of Nairobi values of care, freedom of thought and expression, innovativeness, commitment, and trust. The Senate, Madam Chancellor, recently deliberated on this matter and approved a series of people-targeted interventions that are aimed at making university more relevant, vibrant, and sustainable. These measures, Madam Chancellor, will include developing common undergraduate courses that align with the national and global demands, implementing a robust work-study program for all students, both undergraduate and postgraduate students, for experiential learning as well as mentorship. Enhancements of students, developing strategies for enhancement of student completion rate, streamlining management of exam records to eradicate cases of complaints of missing marks, eradicate all duplications in course offerings in all faculties, review course coding to reflect the content source department so that we can be able to measure the workload appropriately, enhance our support structures for international students as well as persons with disabilities, digitalize most of our processes, redesignate staff to reflect competencies and the changing nature of job market, among others. Finally, Madam Chancellor, let me also recognize the important contribution you have continued to make in the growth of this university. You have remained a very strong pillar. Let's congratulate her. Under your able leadership, Madam Chancellor, we launched the University of Nairobi Foundation on 30th June 2022 as a special purpose vehicle for resourcing the university through mobilization of private capital and donations from philanthropy. I'm aware that since the launch, you have worked on this every day. We are always sharing, this person has indicated to support this person. So this, you have taken it personally, and we appreciate it very, very much. With the support of members of our congregation, the alumni and partners, the foundation will provide scholarship to the needy students and support innovation and entrepreneurship in the university, as well as support faculty research. This is our dream. As the Chinese say, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. We have started. Let's all walk the talk. Once again, let me congratulate you all for your achievement. God bless you richly.